My son, Elliot, has level 3 autism and he is nonverbal. Um, One of the things that many autism parents do is get a dog for their son or daughter. Um, and typically it goes really well. Dogs, you know, get dogs and kids go together so great, and many dogs can be super helpful in improving the social skills of kids with autism. Um, we did get a dog for Elliot, and her name is Irene, and she's a wonderful dog, but she often overwhelms Elliot, who can be not only a sensory seeker, but also sometimes wants to kind of isolate from too much sensory information. Um, One pet that Elliot kept showing interest in were rats. When we would take him to the pet store, he would always go over to the rat cage, and so we did purchase 3 rats. Um, they ended up being an amazing pet for a kid with autism. Pet rats are really, really social. They're sort of calm and, sort of delicate little animals, and they're very sensitive and respond to the cues that Elliot will put out sort of non-verbally, really fast, unlike, say a dog or a cat. They back off right away if he sort of is overwhelmed by them or plugs his ears. They know right away to kind of back off, but they also love to cuddle. Um, Domestic rats are a really great low cost, high reward pet option for children with disabilities, including autism. This is not just my experience, but there's a lot of research that points to a lot of measurable benefits and social skills for children with autism when they have a lot of contact time with a pet. And because rats are fuzzy and cute, um, and you have to develop a routine for care, uh, children with autism are able to provide that contact time to benefit both the rat and to reap the benefits themselves. Um, I think we can find a pretty wide body of evidence supporting both the benefits of socialization of for rats, their lives become more enriched. And then we can also find on the other side that children with autism and children in general benefit um, from having better social skills, from having um, that contact time with a pet. There are some basic standards of care, though. Rats are great pocket pets, but they're still pets, so they need socialization every single day. And that routine can be great for a kid with autism. Um, it's easy to kind of work in that routine of not only socializing with them every day, petting them, touching them, but enriching their cage with really low cost items, all around your house, boxes, toilet paper rolls. You can get into building little, box mansions for them. You can make it as elaborate or as simple as you want. It kind of you can tailor the cage, the enrichment in the cages, to the ability of the child. So that's another wonderful plus with rats. uh Dietary requirements are also pretty simple. You just want to use critter cubes. It's another thing you can really easily work into a routine. There are a few healthcare concerns when it comes to handling rats. So you have to supervise your child of, whatever age or ability when they're handling rats. You also want to make sure you use proper sanitation before and after handling rats. They can carry the same diseases that wild rats can carry. Typically, they do not because they are bred in a colony situation that has no contact with domestic, or excuse me, wild rats. However, there's always a possibility there, so you need to make sure to wash your hands, sanitize cages, um, that sort of thing. Another great bonus about rats is that they are apartment friendly. Not everybody can afford to have a dog. Not everybody can afford to have a cat. Um, Maybe they have a small apartment. Maybe you just you don't have the time. You don't need a dog around. You've got too much going on in your life. Well, rats are they're confined to a cage. But in addition to that, they don't take up as much room in your life as a larger pet. And the evidence, Elliot's a very introverted child, and I just want to close by um, saying I've never seen Elliot feed Irene anything or take any interest in Irene's care, but when it comes to our rats, um, just a few weeks ago, actually, I woke up and was getting him ready for school, and there he was feeding the rats. He was putting they have a little stash of cut up vegetables in the fridge, and there he was feeding them their treats that they get every single morning before we leave. And then when we come home from school, he's right there to give them their critter cubes. So they've really become a part of his stable routine. And I think that has benefited him immensely. And I hope other people consider domestic rats as a great low cost pet for, children of all abilities, but especially special needs children. I think can benefit from their presence.